Welcome back. You tuned into Inspired Afternoons with me, your host Mariam Mia, and now it's time for our educational insight segment. And hence, I've asked Ziad to thank you. I'd like to thank him for playing my educational insight Nazam. And the reason also I wanted to play that Nazam is because I'm speaking to a young and upcoming artist today as well. And I hope she listened to this Nazam to say that there are so many colors in a rainbow. And yes, who says leaves have to be green and flowers have to be pink? Because she's an artist, so she sees things in all colors, in different colors. And I think her colors reflect her mood and emotions, and we'll get to that later. But I'm speaking to a young learner, Aaliyah Patel. She's, well, at school, but now studying online currently. And the reason why I'm interviewing her because she's done something amazing. So she's basically a self-taught artist. I came across her paintings in most beautiful paintings, which she will show us. I see it sitting there in the background. So she's an artist, and art has always been a passion, and she calls herself a self-taught artist. And she then decided what she's doing now is she's going to get people to ask her to commission paintings for her. And then with the proceeds of the paintings, no, she's not enriching herself in taking everybody out for coffee and going on a shopping splurge. She's actually now, I mean, maybe it's a good idea now and then you can treat yourself, but she is a socially responsible citizen in such a young, so she decided she's going to paint, and with all the proceeds that she received from her painting, that is actually going to go to St. George's Home for Girls, is a registered child and youth care facility. And this is in Cape Town. It's the only residential care facility in the Wynberg district in Cape Town, which provides, which looks after, basically cares for and provides aid and care for girls between the age of 3 and 18 who come from difficult backgrounds. Often they are abused, abandoned, neglected, and orphans. And children from failed foster placements, also with behavioral uh, problems, are cared for at this home. And before the COVID outbreak, she enjoyed volunteering her time. So Alia was doing this pre-COVID time. She was volunteering her time to the girls at the home. Unfortunately, due to the COVID circumstances, she's no longer able to do so. And I mean, Saturday mornings is typically chill out or activity morning, and she had given off her time in that on Saturday morning should help the girls with their homework, and she doing extra activities with them, and she needed a way to raise funds for this, to purchase gifts, to purchase toiletries, probably sanitary pads, sporting equipments for the girls, creating a vegetable garden, a netball court. And she could not imagine, as a teenager who her parents have provided for her well, and she wasn't short of anything in terms of her needs and her key creature comfort, she realized how she's going to get some funds. She needs funds so that she can continue these projects. And instead of looking outwards and trying to secure funds from people, community, when things are difficult itself, she decided that, you know what? I have a talent here. I've been blessed with a talent. I can paint. I have a passion for painting and that. So I'm going to get people to commission paintings, or I'm going to draw pieces and I'm going to put them on Instagram and I'm going to auction them or I'm going to sell them. And all the proceeds with that money is going to go so that I can then use that money for the projects at the St. George's Home. So art and how does it, okay, I'm going to leave the how does it work for later. And her, while you be doing this, you can engage me and listen to me. And while I'm engaging Alia, please do follow her Instagram account is uh, stitches and strokes. So stitches and strokes. So you can just follow her there. But let me first welcome Sister Alia. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Alia, and welcome to Educational Insights on Salam Media. How are you doing this afternoon?
Walaikum salam, Pavilion. I'm doing well, and how are you?
And you done your online schooling for the day?
Yes, I just finished at 3 to 3.
Okay, well done. So, Alia, before we get into your painting and that, you had a bit of a first a very steady sort of schooling, and then you had this life change where your father decided he's taking everybody, and he's exploring new job opportunities, and then you immigrated. And yes, so tell us a little bit about where you immigrated to, and then you attended a different school, a different lifestyle, a different culture, and then you decided home is where the heart is, but not so much home, but the mother city. And then you moved to Cape Town, and now you decided to come back sort of home to study, but in Cape Town to resume studies, and then COVID happened. So just tell us a little bit about prior to your big life change and that. So first, where were you schooling?
So I schooled for 7 years in Johannesburg at Lenasia Muslim School. And then at the end of 2017, my father told us that he had gotten a job opportunity in Saudi Arabia. And in the city of Khobar, it's on the outskirts of Dammam. It's a beach town, and if you drive over the causeway, you get to Bahrain. So in Khobar, we stayed in a. My parents and my sister are still staying in Khobar. So we stayed in. It's called the Dahran Towers. It was a huge tower, and there was 40 stories. We stayed on the 40th floor, and so I attended a British international school. It was called the Hran British Grammar School. And I think that's where I realized that I had a talent for art because they offered a lot of art opportunities for me, and I learned a lot from my art teacher at the school. And I knew that I wanted to do more with my art. I just never had the opportunity. So at the end of 2019, I decided that I wanted to come back to South Africa. And I came to stay with my mom's sister in Cape Town. And I attend St. Cyprian's School, and I'm in grade 10 now. I decided to make this change because my future plans, I want to become a doctor, and it would have been better for me to attend a school in South Africa so that I could get into university in South Africa as well. So during the COVID lockdown, I actually planned on seeing my parents in April and in June, but unfortunately that did not happen. So in the lockdown, I I knew that I needed to do something with my free time and something that helps the community in some way. So when I started volunteering at the St. George's Home for Girls, the girls they
Ali,
were
I
so
just want to
attached.
interrupt you here. So the volunteering, like I just read, the volunteering was prior to COVID. So when you came here and
Yes,
when you
yes,
decided, besides the change of going to school and attending a school, but with your free time, you'd like to do some sort of volunteering. So this was very noble, and this was pre-COVID that you started volunteering and you developed the relationship with the girls at the school. I'm sure with the matron and whoever is overseeing the school at the school. So you, through your volunteering, they became sort of like family, and you developed a relationship with the residents of the home.
yes. With the girls, I think they were they were really attached because I was giving them my time and attention, and I think they needed it. Like there was a
And the
little
love,
girl.
and I think the
Yes,
love,
the love,
that's what they crave for.
attention. Like they were like when I would walk into the home, they would run and they were like, "Oh, Alia's here," and there was a little girl by the name of Mary, and one of the Saturday afternoons that after I volunteered, I planned on going out with my friend. So I did up my hair and I curled my hair and everything, and I went to the home. And this little girl, she was about the age of 4, and she seen me before the other weekends, but this specifically this day she decided that she wanted to do my hair. So I was helping one of the older girls with her homework, and she brought a chair up behind me and she stood up on the chair and she started brushing my hair with her fingers, and her fingers were dirty because she just eaten a crisp and she was outside in the garden. But I didn't mind because when I turned around to look at her, she was so happy that she was just able to play with my hair like that. And that, knowing that, I made her feel so happy because just a simple thing as playing with my hair, I
Absolutely,
developed
which
that.
we take for granted because for small kids coming from somebody specialized, especially in that age group there, the fact that she felt secure enough to touch you and want to play with your hair, you an extension of her. You were an extension for her, and the fact that you were not defensive and you accepted and you were receptive to her warmth and you reciprocated by allowing her to do this. You don't know how much you did, what an profound impact. It's a small gesture, but it has a major impact in terms of what you said. And even though your hair was now messed up after it has been done and you're going to go out, but you see, that's the little things that uh, help somebody in the path of healing, and especially people who need love, who crave tender loving care. These are the small little actions, and the fact that you have now understood that this is what, besides the money and everything, this is what children want, especially in these homes. They want the comfort, they want the security, they want the love, they want the tender loving care, which they don't have, which we're supposed to have got by way of our family, our grandparents, our parents. And these, for these children, this is luxury. This comfort is luxury, and this is something you can't buy and put money on that Alia can give. So while I got you here for the paintings you're selling, but you're giving more to them that you can't even sell your painting to give them what you gave them. And then so I'm sure when COVID came around and you could no longer go there for health and safety protocol reasons, it must have been difficult for you as well, not being able to go and do exactly what we discussed.
It was really difficult because this little girl, she'd always ask me every time I left, when are you coming back? And then I tell her in a week's time, and she'd be like, how many days is that? And I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and I'll be back. But I didn't end up coming back. And I was sitting here at home and I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about it. And also before the COVID outbreak, I planned that I'm not only going to help them with their homework, I'm going to try and get them interested into a hobby or a sport, so it's something for them to do. So their mind is busy, they kept active. So I needed funds to buy the equipment and all the things I needed to get them interested into these kind of hobbies. So I wanted to do some art classes with them. But now because of the COVID outbreak, I can't do that for them. So while I have free time here during the lockdown, I'm doing online school, I'm at home most of the time. I'm going to paint, which is also something that I really love to do. And I'm going to sell the painting so that the money I get, I can use it to help these girls feel a little special, like every girl should have the right to be feeling special and loved. And they deprived of this, and it's not their fault. So I want to make them feel loved and special.
So have you sold any paintings thus far?
Um, yes, I have sold a painting. This one here I made
Mashallah,
for
that
an
is so
order.
beautiful. Can you just move a little slightly so we can view the painting? Wow, that is so mashallah, Alia. It's truly, truly inspirational. I mean, Allah who there and against the background, and you've got a foreground and background, and it's a really stunning piece of painting. And I mean, really worthy, like just as if a professional artist has, you have commissioned a professional artist to do this, and any wall that will feature on will really be a talking point and a point of admiration. So it's really, it has that one been sold?
Yes, it has been
Okay,
sold.
okay. So,
This
but
is
if I would, so Alia, if I would like something similar now that I've seen that one, and I say, Alia, I want your unique signature painting, but I want it similar to that, and I commission you to paint something like that, and I pay you and you use the funds. Is that something you do, or you just do random?
yes, this
So
is
can
what
we
I did with
commission you?
this painting. This one was in order. So this man came to the house to do some work for my aunt, and he was putting up my artworks in my room. I had some artworks that I had done, and then he was saying that he wants an art piece for his entrance hall, but he wants Allah's name as the focal point. And so he asked me if I was able to do that, and I said yes, I am able to do that. So when he asked me to do this poem, that's when I got the idea of I can take orders and make paintings for people. And these I had a few artworks that were in my room. This is this is an artwork. New concept. It was a new concept that I did. I stitched wool on the canvas, and that's how I got my
I'm
name.
watching this. I'm actually coming closer to the camera so I can see it. And that's what I'm saying. You use a different variety of material and texture. So it's not only painting. I'm seeing here that you're using wool as well. And I mean, mashallah, you are really talented. So it's just not one genre of
And
art.
this was a painting that I sold already.
Okay, a very abstract paint. This reminds me of that this part of the woman there, the famous painting, the woman in gold, uh, which was on display, I think, around in Vienna, in the museum in Vienna. But then it was done under circumstances during World War II. It was taken there, forcefully taken, and actually they say stolen from its rightful owners, and then returned to one of the family members. It was a long drawn out court case, but very similar to the one that family all those years had commissioned. I'm just trying to think now. It will come to me in our conversation who the painting was commissioned, but who actually painted that. But it's in that genre and very close to that one. So you are reaching the heights of very very famous painters and sculptors, both past and present. So mashallah, that you self-taught, it's amazing. So tell me your Instagram. So if we'd like to assist in terms of commissioning you are getting you to commission you to paint for us something, and then we know that the proceeds are actually gonna go to benefit the girls at the St. George's Home. What is your Instagram page and your details? How do we get hold of Alia?
My Instagram page is stitches and strokes underscore. So I just started my Instagram page on Friday, and I'm trying to grow it, and I need people to advertise it for me and share it on their Instagram stories. And you can DM me if you'd like to have an artwork commissioned, or you can send me an email, aliapatel1803 at gmail.com, and I would love to make a painting for anybody who orders.
And we'd love to, because especially we know that where the funds are going and your passion, so when I'm interviewing, and that's what I like about students, and I think in as much as I'd like to give advice, educational advice in educational insight, I I like interviewing young people and speaking to young people as yourself, young, impressionable people who are role models and mentors for other people as well. Because in everything you spoke about, I hear your passion. So yes, you have your schoolwork, and I mean your ambition is to become a medical doctor, and that's no mean feat, because you know what, you need grades, like all A's there. You need like a full house or full deck to get into medical school, because there's spaces are so limited. So seats are really like golden. I mean, to get in there, it's a process of scrutiny, 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 and people sit there and make decisions and agonize. And also having uh, going the medical route, it's not only about the grades you get. This is what they're going to, the deciding committee who sit and decide who will be placed. So the placement committee is going to see, besides Alia, the studious learner, the dedicated, diligent worker, A student, what does Alia do for the community? And for me, I hear your passion in you going to that home first, seeing the need, and then saying, you know what, I need funds to do this, but hey, everybody through COVID, people don't have food, they don't have money to give like this. Or if they give, I'm going to collect a 10 rand here or 50 rand here or 100 rand here, and that's nowhere near to what I want to do with the funds. And you looked within yourself. And for me, that's amazing, because you looked within yourself and you said, I love painting. I want to grow as an artist. And this is my hobby, but my talent. But at the same time, I might have a market for people wanting to buy paintings. And with my the paintings, the money I've got for the paintings, I can fund whatever I want in terms of this. So you made a plan. So for me, besides Alhamdulillah, you're talented. The Almighty has given you this talent. You are passionate, but you used an entrepreneurial spirit. So in EMS, when you've been studying characteristics of an entrepreneur, so now you have adapted those characteristics of an entrepreneur. And this is what I say. I can speak on air and I can give parental advice and student advice and that, but you are a loving example of this. So you will struck a nerve and mentor people more than what my speaking will go, because we learn that somebody who will take spot opportunities. One of the characteristics of an entrepreneur is somebody spots opportunities, takes a risk, and make it happen. So that's what you did. You seen an opportunity, you saw a need, and at the same time you were tasked of raising funds, and you look within yourself. And for me, that's what set your story apart, because there are many people, youngsters as well, that are painting, that are selling their painting and that. But for me, it's the reason why you decided to actually go into full-time painting was important in their motivation. And also, I think this motivation will allow you to reach new heights, because as you showed me the wool work for the wool frame, if you can just move a little here so I can see it again. Yes. So for that one there, you tried something new, which came out simply gorgeous and beautiful combination there, and you had the drive and motivation. So I really salute you. For me, you basically encompass the values of what Salam Media tries to, and what we try to espouse in terms of this for humanitarian journalism is that human being who does for others. So a true humanitarian. So Alia, well done, mashallah. We will follow your Instagram page. It's again, just remind me, what's the Instagram
Stitches,
page?
stitches
Stitches
and
in
strokes underscore.
Right, stitches and strokes. Now I'm not gonna forget it. I'm writing it down because normally I write things down. So stitches and strokes underscore. So I'm going to keep having a look and following you there. And inshallah, maybe even get you to commission something for me in the future, because I know where the funds are gonna go, and we're gonna chat, and you will keep us, and we'll chat to you time to time to tell us how things have been going. But it was a true delight and an absolute pleasure to meet somebody for you. And inshallah, may the Almighty continue to use you to serve humanity, as well as may you use this gift, because it's a gift. Your talent is a gift from the Almighty, and you're using it in such a profound, productive way. Alhamdulillah. Truly an honor chatting to you, Alia. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is what inspired afternoons are all about. Yes, individuals that inspire me. I mean, I'm now, uh, not to give my age away, but quite senior in age, and I still am inspired when I speak to young people that make a difference, that just has that extra what it takes in all the stress and the challenges that we're facing now in COVID, and the uncertainty and anxiety and the fear, there's always that ray of hope. And students like Sister Alia, even who I interviewed, upstanders like Sister Nasima and Naima, these are the people that possess these rays of sunshine and rays of hope, that whatever challenges comes our way in life that we are presented with, we still have these rays of sunshine, rays of hope, who do good uh, in spite and despite their circumstances. They give us hope. They make us, inspire us, and make us feel, by speaking to them, we feel good about ourselves, and also restore our faith in humanity. That's what it's about, restoring our faith in humanity. And that is what humanitarian journalism, and I think the intention behind Salam Media, is bring these stories to the fore. These ordinary people doing extraordinary things to serve humanity in every capacity. So Alhamdulillah, I so feel inspired today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a short break, and then I want to speak to another hero besides the medical professionals that are out there. Our educators are also the true heroes in terms of this COVID pandemic. And I'm going to speak to a young educator in a primary school. We spoke to a high school educator, but a passionate educator, a primary school sister, educator Raisa Ibrahim, after the break.